Classic two-piece music. I was jamming out, only 30 seconds. What's up, guys? Live stream from the garage. Welcome to the garage. Gerald here with you, of course. What are we celebrating? 1,000 subscribers. Hang on a second. I got the whole situation here, but I got it here. Let me pull it up and just show you kind of what we're talking about here tonight. Let's see if that worked there. Bam! So we're currently sitting at 1,019 subscribers. That's a live count, by the way. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, click the button. The number will go up, and it will all be so excited. It's really, you guys are really running the show tonight. I don't know how many people are going to tune in. I know I'll have a few of my patrons here, close friends, that want to celebrate with me, but it's just about a half hour or so. You guys are running the show. I'm going to go over to the comments in a minute and ask away. I want to talk whatever you guys want to talk about. You know, YouTube subscriptions, sure. Subscribers, we could talk movies, we could talk Oscars. I got a couple things pulled up here I was going to share with you guys in terms of anticipated movies of 2024 that I'm really looking forward to. I just did a trailer reaction yesterday for Long Legs. Did you guys see that new fucking trailer? The Nicolas Cage, Micah Monroe, I guess horror thriller. Tell me if you saw that. I mean, I still haven't recovered from seeing that like 24 hours ago. So that one has shot up my list as far as most anticipated goes. Somebody just unsubscribed while we're doing the stream. So that's cool. I was looking back at some of my old videos, which were super like cringe. And I went all the way back to April of 2021, which is when I did like my first like Oscars prediction video. And it was me here in the corner of my garage, like a white wall, like no lighting, nothing. It was brutal. And that was almost 3 years ago. And I kind of sporadically was posting videos on YouTube here and there. But I really started like really committing to video content about a year ago or so. And here we are over 1,000. And if you subscribe to this channel, if you watch my videos, if you share them, it means the world to me. I really, really do. It's the reason I'm still going. And now that I've hit 1,000, I was talking to my buddy Dan, producer of the show, and I was like, well, what do I do now? You know, so I'm just going to keep putting out content for you guys. I'll keep doing movie reviews. And of course, the main show is always, it's not going anywhere either. So let me, what do you guys want to talk about? Drop some questions in the chat. Also, we got a new member to the page, my boy Chris Yaney, who's actually been a patron of 2Ps for a long time. I saw Yaney joking around over there that he wants Andy back, but he's been with me since the Andy days, a long, long time, and he also became a member to the YouTube page. So basically video versions of the Patreon podcast that we do and episodes that we do, and there'll be some more stuff that'll be incorporated over the next several months. But Chris Yaney is one of the first members to the YouTube page, so thanks so much, brother. We give each other a hard time over in the Discord chat and all that, but you know, your support means the world to me, so I really do appreciate it. Let's see if we got any. I wanted to say, so The View with Drew is with us, and he's 11 subscribers away from 800. So we made it happen here, right? So go over and hit up The View with Drew, drop him a subscribe. I think that would be cool. Let's get him up to that 900 mark. You know, you got to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? Every 50, every 100 or so, get the ball rolling. So congratulations on getting really close to 800, though. That's awesome. Hello, Dan. I was just mentioning you. Hello, buddy. And yeah, Chris is one of our true fanboys. I agree. Let me know if you guys have any questions about 2024 movies. I was going to share my most anticipated on the screen here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do, actually, StreamYard kind of makes it easy now where you can switch tabs. So let me, right as I said that, I messed up. But anyway, I'll get it here. Share screen. There's my Letterboxd. Bam. There we go. So this is what I have currently for my most anticipated movies of 2024. Now, I was just talking to you guys a little bit about Longlegs. I hope you guys saw that trailer. That is like, in my opinion, a perfect horror trailer. It didn't give too much away. It it just it was like enough to like make you salivate, but not too much. You know what I mean? As we're looking at the my most anticipated on the screen there, let me tell you guys what I'm going to do tonight. This is only going to go for about a half hour or so, depending on the interaction and that kind of stuff. In the chat, drop hashtag 1K subs. Drop that in the chat. We're going to be giving away let me show you. I'm going to give away celebratory. I'm going to give away the 4K for Oppenheimer, which is a movie that Dan, who's in the chat, and I saw together in IMAX prior to it being released nationally. And it's widely considered one of the best movies of the year. Christopher Nolan doing his thing. So in order to get an entry into that drawing in the next 20 minutes or so, just enter hashtag 1K subs over in the chat. And that'll get you entered for the 4K Blu-ray. I tested it out, so I put the hashtag in there. So if I get drawn, because it's probably going to be like 10 or less, let's be honest. But if I get drawn, I'll redraw it. So don't worry. Hashtag 1K subs will get you into the drawing for the Oppenheimer Blu-ray. Let's see here. Daniel Garcia says he loved The Holdovers. I did too. Really, really good film. My partner, Nick, on the podcast, liked it more than I did. It was in his top 5 of the year. For me, it's probably like top 20 or so, but just a feel-good, warm hug, holiday, just good all around. Just a really, really good film. Paul Giamatti is on another level in that movie, doing his thing. Speaking of Nick, we were just singing your graces about The Holdovers. He says he can't enter the drawing because he's an employee. You can. Hashtag 1K subs. I want to give it away to somebody other than myself, because I already entered. Hashtag 1K subs will get you entered for the Blu-ray Oppenheimer. By the way, the 4K of that, guys, woo! If you don't own that 4K of Oppenheimer, you'll want to win this drawing. It looks good in 4K, which, I mean, Christopher Nolan probably had that in mind. Another member to the channel here. Can't say I'm surprised. Another one of my longtime supporters and actually keeps the show running behind the scenes. Dan, you're the man, brother. And we give each other a hard time, but you know I love you. Thank you so much for joining over there. Holdovers was his number 2 of the year. Yaney, right on top of it, saying Nick isn't working. Let's go through some of the comments here. When Evil Lurks is the best horror film, Daniel Garcia, I agree with you. It was my number 1 horror film of the year. And, I mean, it just blew me away. We had Justin, our good buddy Justin, formerly of So I Married a Movie Geek, on the podcast when we did our best movies of 2023. And it was his number, what was it, Nick? Remind me. I think it was like his number 2 or 3 total out of any kind of film, not just horror. But it's just an unsettling, really just reminds you of just nightmares. It was like a nightmare come to life. But it was done in kind of a minimalistic way. It wasn't over the top. A lot of great imagery. But I actually agree with you there, Daniel. It's my favorite horror movie of 2023, too. Any horror fans? I know Drew's in their chat, too. Anybody? Was 2023 a weak year for horror? Or am I crazy? Like, I thought 2022 was, like, next level horror. Like, we had X and Pearl in 2022. Barbarian, Terrifier 2. But last year, I mean, there were a few, but I just felt like it was a weaker year overall. I'm just curious what you guys think about that. Let's see here. Dan, is that giving me... Dan Brennick, that is that giving me a super chat? Because I'm trying to see if that works. But I can't tell. Anyway, super chats are turned on, and I think Dan was doing one, but I can't tell if I can see him or not. Let's see here. Drew says, When Evil Lurks was intense. That's a very, very good way to put it. And, of course, Nick coming in here. Now, what you guys don't know is that we just reviewed a horror movie on the show, and my boy Nick, who I have highlighted on the screen there, gave a horror movie a higher score than, where's the hell is this sign at? Than the certified horror guy. So let him say whatever he wants to say. He might be coming around on horror a little bit. Andre Uverdahl. We just did The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Check that out as the latest podcast episode. I'm going to go through some of the comments here. Drew says he thinks that the year had good contenders. They're finding their footing. Is that what you're talking about? The 2023 horror movies? Oh yeah, and then he's got some examples here. Cobweb, Talk to Me. Yeah, Talk to Me was probably one of the more popular ones. So Dan, I see that, but then you don't have a comment. Or did you just purposely not put a comment? Okay, all right. Okay, so you were just testing it out. Thank you. I will add that $1 back to your producer fees next month. So I guess that's how it works. Because it gave me an amount, but then it didn't have the comment, but I guess you just didn't leave one. Nick says, Talk to Me was terrible. I disagree. I mean, it was fine. I don't think it was like, oh my God, did you guys see this? What a crazy shit was that? Like, I don't think it was that. I think that we were so, like, we wanted that so badly in 2023 from horror that people kind of felt that when they saw it. But for me, it wasn't, it was just okay. I mean, it was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. The cold open of that movie is freaking awesome, though. And I think Nick will actually have my back on that. I love that the opening, like 5 minutes or whatever to Talk to Me, was possibly one of the best opening scenes of the year. But then the movie has to live up to that. And it didn't really. I mean, it was good. And I know a lot of people love it. Sophie Wilde is out of this world in that movie. Great performances. But just overall was kind of underwhelming for me personally. Not that it was a bad movie. I don't think it was terrible. Let's see. Drew says, I think Talk to Me was impressive for first-time filmmakers. Yeah. And they merely started as YouTubers. That's right. It's actually really, really tremendous if you think about it. Some of their short films on YouTube, by the way, are awesome. I was telling Nick about this one short film they did. I don't know if you guys saw it, where basically there's like competing fast food restaurants that are across the street from each other. And because the chicken place, like essentially the Chick-fil-A or whatever, opens up across the street, it starts outselling the version of McDonald's that's been there forever. So Ronald McDonald, not actual Ronald, but that character that's supposed to be that, goes over to the chicken place and starts murdering the crew. And it's like a 20-minute short film. It's kind of like a horror comedy, but it's got a lot of actually really good kills in it with like the fryer and the freezer and shit. So you should check that out. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a really, really good. You could kind of see their love for the genre and what they were able to do there. I got another super chat here, and it says, "Shut up, Gerald." All right, for $2, I might do that. Thank you, Dan. It was impressive. Yep. I thought there was a lot to love with Talk to Me, but overall, I'm kind of with Nick where it just didn't. In other words, could you imagine Talk to Me as a 20 or 30-minute short? I feel like it would have been much better. It was just hard to kind of carry that high through the whole movie. We got some comments from Drew here. Yeah, it was a good year for horror, Drew. I just remember thinking in 2022, like, holy shit, like this is a landmark situation where it was like every horror movie that I saw, I was like, that was fucking good. And I just didn't really feel that in 2023. He's got some examples here. I didn't like Brooklyn 45, but I see that one there. The Influencer was really good. Evil Dead Rise, I'm a sucker for. You know that. I remember that. Lois Sauce's doppelganger was in that. I agree. Megan was good. Dan knows. Megan was good. What was great about Megan is just the campiness, the slapsticky kind of like, this is dumb. We know it's stupid. Here, enjoy it. And I also thought it had a really good marketing campaign. When I followed the Megan official account on Twitter before the movie came out, she like DM'd me, and like the AI would like talk to you. It was just a really good marketing campaign. I mean, it was a Halloween costume this year, so I think it will endure as a bit of a cult classic, especially as we get further and further along. And they're going to be doing Megan 2.0, the sequel, so I'm interested to see what they do with that. I am surprised that Dan liked it though. But yeah, I agree. Megan was good. I liked Megan. Thank you, Yanni, for the super sticker. By the way, I'm figuring this out. I don't even know what that means, but thank you so much for that. The tone that Five Nights at Freddy's should have had. Oh, with Megan. Yeah, I agree. Five Nights at Freddy's took itself too seriously. I don't understand that one as a horror overall. You talking about Megan or Five Nights at Freddy's? Can someone explain Beau is Afraid to me? Because that was a really weird movie. Another one that was in Justin Winter's top 5, by the way, Drew. I don't know if you listened to that episode yet, but I was shocked by that. Beau is Afraid is about a dude who's suffering from anxiety and doesn't know how to deal with it. And it's all the things that happen in his mind that he's overly anxious and stressed about, but like amplified for us in a visual medium. So, you know, the littlest thing that might happen that would set him off looks like the craziest shit ever to us, the audience watching it, which doubles the stress level for the viewer. I don't want to see Beau is Afraid again. It stressed me out. It made me question life. Like, I don't want to go to the movies to do that. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was great. I thought the direction was great. Nathan Lane, a lot of the supporting roles were awesome. Parker Posey was really good. I don't know. I don't. It just made me feel things that I don't really want to feel when I go to the movies. And I was really genuinely worried about that character, which I guess is the point. Matthew Lillard did understand the assignment in Five Nights at Freddy's. I agree. He was my favorite part, aside from maybe the animatronics, which I thought were really cool too. But I think Nick touched on it earlier. They take themselves too seriously in that movie. I mean, it needed to play it camp, not like serious. Like all this backstory shit. Like nobody cared about that. Don't forget, guys, throw up 1K subs in the chat. I'm going to wrap up here in a second. I don't think there's any Oscar lovers in the chat because I had my Oscars predictions ready to share, but I don't think anybody here really cares about that. So I won't necessarily go through that. But you see on my letterbox there, my most anticipated of the year. I would love to hear what maybe your most anticipated of the year is. Nosferatu, being directed by Mr. Robert Eggers, starring Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult. Willem Dafoe is going to be in there as like a fucking weird scientist again. But I'm really, really looking forward to this one. I mean, Robert Eggers, and then you have just the lore of Nosferatu. That's probably my number one right now. You guys know I'm a sucker for Mia Goth, and Maxine is the end of Ty West trilogy. So I've just been on pins and needles waiting for that movie. That might be a summer release, but I'm really looking forward to that one as well. A Quiet Place has a prequel coming out. Nick, hopefully there will be a lot of waterfalls in that movie, but I will report back. I'll let you know. We can cover it on the show. But Lupita Nyong'o is going to be in this, and it's going to be a prequel story. It's going to be the day when the aliens arrived, and I think that's going to be really good. And then obviously Dune Part 2. We just got a new poster for Beetlejuice, which is the sequel, of course. And then there's some other ones that I'm really excited about too here. The only one missing, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, was Longlegs. So that one I am definitely, let's see what the comments I got going here. Do you guys have some? And yes, 1K subs. Thank you, Yanni. Make sure you throw up hashtag 1K subs. I'm going to do the drawing here in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to draw out for an Oppenheimer Blu-ray 4K. I want to give that to somebody. There's currently only 4 entries, and I'm one of them. So please make sure you throw up hashtag 1K subs, and I'll give that away. So I have 2 copies of it anyway, so why not? let's see. What's your most anticipated, Nick? Let's see. Eggers, better not fuck up Nosferatu. I assume that's what you mean. One of your most anticipated. Yandy says Deadpool 3. I so hope it had a credits musical number with Hugh Jackman. That would be hilarious. He also says don't go chasing waterfalls. G. Dan said everybody get their Apple Watches out to watch Dune Part 2. Anyone think they're going to do a third Beetlejuice with how the title is being presented? Ooh. But then you wouldn't be able to say it, Drew. I don't know. I'm a sick bastard, though. I might want to say it. I love that. I love that dude. I love Beetlejuice. I mean, I think it's going to be like anything else. It's going to hinge on the success of this one. I think if this one is really successful, they're releasing it in September, I saw. So it's going to come out in September. It's going to lead up to Halloween, I would imagine. If people go see it, if it makes money at the box office, then yeah, they probably will. I just don't know if the demand is there. I mean, it's so far removed from the original. I mean, and Tim Burton is in a bit of a lull in his directing career. I mean, let's be honest. He hasn't really had a hit in a while, and some people say he may not have even had a good movie in a while. I mean, Dumbo was horrible in my opinion. Just not a good adaptation. So you might have to go back like 15 years to get like a good, really good Burton film, unless I'm forgetting something. And I mean, I like them, but I'm just saying like consensusly that people would agree like this was a great Burton film. It's been a while. So we'll see what he does with this. But with Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, you got to imagine it's going to work at least on some level because the guy is, I mean, that's unstoppable. Let's see. I get to see Dune Part 1 in theaters next week. Awesome. Are you seeing it in IMAX? That's my first question. My second question is we're covering Part 2 on the show. So if you want, we can do like a Part 1 for Patreon and then do Part 2 for the main show. Or I'll just tell you what you're doing and you can tune in. All right, we're going to be doing the drawing here in a minute. Guys, if you're watching and you're not chatting, that's completely fine. But make sure you drop hashtag 1K subs in the chat because that's how you get an entry for this drawing. It's recorded automatically. So make sure you do that. Obviously, we're here celebrating the fact that I crossed 1,000 subscribers. It was, Dan might have to tell me, I think it was Thursday night. I crossed 1,000. Since I started this stream, I lost one. Which is perfect. I love it. I love it. As long as I stay over 1,000, I'm fine. But, you know, you guys mean the world to me. You keep me going. So I really do appreciate it. But that's what I wanted to celebrate. I also don't really like doing these live stream AMAs because just, you know, my group of friends show up, but that's basically it. And I'm just like talking to you guys, which is awesome. But it's not a ton of interaction. It's not a ton of engagement. So it's me just trying to keep up and just keep it interesting, which, you know, I'd rather do a podcast with Nick or any of you guys than to sit here and talk to myself. So I don't really like doing the live streams necessarily unless I have a guest on. But I said when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was going to do it. So I'm probably going to wait. I'm probably not going to do another one until maybe 2,500 subscribers. I don't know. That might be a good goal. What do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe 2,500 subscribers or so will probably be my next goal that I'm really going to try to get to. I don't know how long it's going to take me because it took me a year to get to 1,000. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, I'll keep doing content. Me and Nick will keep doing the podcast as long as he'll have me. So, hashtag 1K subs. Drop it. I'm going to share the, let's see. I'm going to share the screen with you guys, and we will get ready to do this. So again, I'm one of the entries. If I get drawn, I'll just spin it again. I know there's only been 5 or 6 of us here tonight, but there's 4 names in there. If you guys don't own Oppenheimer and you want this 4K Blu-ray, it's about to be yours. All right, last minute. I'll give about a minute or so. Hashtag 1K subs. Throw it up in the chat to make sure you get an entry into this drawing that we're going to do. And then we'll wrap up. I just wanted to say thank you. I literally just wanted to say thank you. And I know Nick's here now. Nick, thank you for joining the show. Thank you for giving me an ear to talk to movies about. You know, it's been awesome. And you've been a trooper going out to see these films and everything. And it's just great to have a co-host that on a regular basis, one person that I can talk to every week about movies. And I love talking to you about movies. And then the YouTube stuff, you know, I'm glad that people are responding to it. I know there's not a lot of Oscar lovers in the chat right now, but you know, people that love the Oscars love my channel, and horror fans and that kind of stuff. And it's awesome that people have responded and really tuned into the channel in the last 6 months or so. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's draw a name. I got 5 entries in there. All right, you guys see the screen, and it's supposed to like randomize it. Again, if it's me, I'm going to feel like an idiot, but I think I can redraw. So let's see what we got here. This is for the Oppenheimer 4K Blu-ray. What do we got? I didn't even know Brad was here. Did you guys know that? Hey, look at that. Did Dan want that? He wanted that, right? Did he want that Blu-ray? Dan, congratulations, man. And what is even better about that is Dan lives here. So now I can just give it to you. I don't have to mail it to you. That is great. Brad, welcome, man. I thought you were like being quiet in the chat. You just came in the beginning and entered the drawing and then left. I didn't know what was going on there. Let's see. Danny Boy, Oppenheimer, 4K Blu-ray is yours, brother. It is open because I got the digital code out of it. So, but the Blu-ray is yours. It hasn't been touched. It hasn't even been taken out of the little thing or whatever. So that's all you, man. I will deliver it to you next time I take you to the screener. You didn't miss the drawing, Brad. Your name was in the thing. It was circling through the thing. But any live stream I'll do, which, as I was saying before, Dan said maybe every 1,000 subscribers I'll do a live stream and give something away. I think that's a good idea. So 2,000 will probably be the next goal. And, you know, maybe we can hit it by live stream for The Cure. I guess I'll have to make more content, but I'll do that. Sure. So that's it, guys. I wanted to do about 30 minutes. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. Everybody that's here has always been a supporter of the Peas. And, man, I can't believe it. I really can't. You know, Brad's here now, and him and I text all the time because we're kind of going through this content creation journey together, kind of starting from zero. And I tell you, there's times when I was just throwing up my hands like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. And, you know, fast forward 6 months later, we're at 1,000 subscribers and growing, and I'm having fun making content again whenever my kids let me. And it's been great. It's been great. I see the special emojis that Yanni's using. By the way, if you are a member to the YouTube channel, if you join the YouTube membership, you get custom emojis to throw up when you comment or when you're in a live stream that producer Dan, set up for us. And Yanni's using them, and so's Dan now, so that's great. You guys are awesome. That's it. Thank you for tuning in. And Dan Brennick, I will have to see you in person at some point before May so I can give you this Oppenheimer Blu-ray, take you to a screening. We'll figure it out. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. If you're watching this later, make sure you subscribe, like the video. Anybody watching, like the video. Help me out there too. And it's been a journey getting over 1,000 subscribers, but it's awesome, and I really, really thank everyone, especially you guys that are watching, because I know you were a huge part of it. So that's it. Happy Saturday night. I'll see you guys on the next live stream in about another 1,000 subscribers or so. All right.